The wide receiver position is amongst the best from the class of 2019. The Lone Star State leads the way with 3 guys among the top 10, but the Peach State has bragging rights because the top 2 rated wideouts are from Georgia. And keep in mind, these ratings are based off of 24/7 Sports composite rankings as of March 6th. Also, this list doesn't include guys who are listed as athletes, so a dude like Mater Dei's Brew McCoy, who would be the number 2 receiver, will be featured when we drop the top 10 athletes down the road. Starting us off at number 10 is from Missouri, and it is Trinity Catholic's 4-star playmaker Marcus Washington. The 6'2", 270-pounder checks in as the number 2 player overall from the Show Me State, only trailing his teammate in 5-star athlete Isaiah Williams. Washington has already landed 35 D1 offers, and according to 24/7's Crystal Ball, they have Jim Harbaugh and Michigan as their early favorites. The only receiver from the West Coast is from Calabasas High School, and it's their 4-star wideout Micah Pittman. The 6', 195-pounder is one of the most dynamic playmakers in high school football. Him and his 5-star teammate Johnny Wilson, one of the top wide receivers from the class of 2020, help form one of the best 1-2 punches in all of California. The first dude from Texas is Fort Bend Travis's 4-star talent RJ Henderson, and he's one of the most explosive receivers in the country. And just over a week ago, he punched his ticket to the opening finals after a strong showing in Houston. And if you're a fan of Alabama, Oklahoma, or Texas A&M, you made his final 3. The only player from Louisiana is Amit's 4-star wideout Devante Lee, and when you see him on tape, you quickly notice he's one of the baddest dudes in the country. He's landed a ton of D1 offers, but it looks like it will come down to 2, at least for now. LSU and Alabama are the heavy favorites. Just a little north of Louisiana is where we find the number 6 receiver, and it is Warren's 4-star playmaker Trey Long. The 6'3", 180-pounder checks in as the number 2 player from Arkansas, only trailing Pulaski Academy's Hudson Henry. Now getting into the top 5, we got our second player from Texas, and it's Allen's Theo Wiese. He was featured in our top 10 Texas piece, and when you see him on tape, you're instantly impressed. Now, he reminds me a ton of a former Texas high school star, Mike Evans, because of his size and playmaking ability. Wiese played a major role in leading Allen to its first state title since 2014, and expect the Eagles to be in the top 5 when we drop our preseason top 25 in the summer. Sticking in the Lone Star State, we find the number 4 wide receiver, and it is Cuero's 5-star playmaker Jordan Whittington, and I don't know if there's a better dude with the rock in his hands than Whittington. The number 3 player from Texas is set to announce his college choice on March 10th, and it's down to these 4: Texas, Texas A&M, UCLA, and Florida. You know you a bad dude if you're the top-rated wideout from Florida, and that is where South Dade's 5-star playmaker Frank Ladson finds himself. The 6'4", 170-pounder checks in as the number 15 recruit overall from the class of 2019, and is also the number 3 player overall from the Sunshine State, only trailing a couple of IMG guys, Trey Sanders and Nolan Smith. Both the top wide receivers are from Georgia, and up first is Dominic Blaylock, Walton's 5-star wideout. He checks in as the number 10 recruit overall, and he announced his commitment with the Georgia Bulldogs back in July. Blaylock's one of the most versatile players in the country. He can line up anywhere, and anytime he gets his hands on the rock, there's a good chance he's going to take it to the house. The number 1 wide receiver is also a 2019 Georgia commit, and it is Cedar Grove's Jaden Hazelwood. The 5-star playmaker checks in as the number 2 player overall from the class of 2019, only trailing Oaks Christian's 5-star defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau. When you see the tape on Hazelwood, you see why he's one of the most highly touted players in high school football. He's an absolute stud, and he has one of the best highlight tapes in the country. Man, it's crazy to think what Kirby Smart did with Georgia and the 2018 class, and they're already loaded for 2019. They have 3 of the top 10 players from the class with Blaylock, Nolan Smith, and Jaden Hazelwood.